Welcome again to Demure Designs Tutorials. In this tutorial we'll be showing you how to make text changes to your web pages. Also how to change the text style such as bold, italics, underline, or font size. And also how to right, left, or center justify your text. And then how to finally save those changes. Before we do that, we should just take a look at the web page we have here, which will be similar to what you had built for you. What we have here are our pages. These are known as pages, the About page, the Product page, etc. There's a slightly different page known as the Blog page. So if you have a blogging site, it'll be a little bit different. You'll have this page, but in this page is where our posts actually end up. The most recent posts being at the top, and as we go further back they go underneath. Usually you set it so that there's only 10 posts that show, and then at the bottom it would say to going to an older post. You can click on that and you'd go back further. Okay, so we have pages and we have posts. So you need to understand that part of it. I'm going to go back to the home just so I've got my WP. Click at the end of that. Put in the WP admin as we went through our last tutorial. Hit enter. Takes you into the login screen. Log in. This brings us into the back end of your website known as the dashboard. We come over into the left hand side and make our way down. We come to what's known as pages. We're going to make a change to your home page. That's what we'll be demonstrating today. We could come into this Right Now column, and right now we have 6 pages. So I'm going to click on that. And we can see our 6 pages. As we come over them, you can see the edit function opens up here. We're going to make the change in the home page. There is a quick edit. It doesn't have quite as many features that we can make changes, so we'll be using either edit or you click on the home. Either one of these two will take us into the edit page area. Editing the home page. Here's what's on the front of the page at the present moment. Before we make any changes to our text down here though, we want to make sure that we're in the visual mode. There is an HTML tag or tab in this area. You could click on that, and if you knew HTML, that's the programming language used to create the website. Underneath both of these tabs is a kitchen sink tab. We want to, right now we have one row of icons. When we click on it, it opens everything up. So we get to see the works here. Let's go through them. There's the bold, if you want to bold your text, italicize your text, strike through your text. If you want to have bullets or an unordered list or a numbered list, which is an ordered list, quote symbol. For aligning your text, you have left, center, right, or full alignment down here. These two here are to do with setting up a link. So you could link to some other web page. This icon here is to put in a more tag. If you had a long article and you wanted to break it up so it was a little smaller, you could click on this at the point you wanted to break it, and it would leave a link there so that your visitor could click on it to see the full article. We have spell check, full screen mode. If we click on that, you'll see that we go to the full screen. It makes it a little easier to edit in there. When you're all finished editing in that full screen mode, you just click on the full screen again and it brings us back here. The kitchen sink. We then have what's known as styles. Right now we're in the paragraph style. In this word processor, you don't have the ability to change the type of font, nor do you have the ability to change the size in the same way as you would in a regular word processor. When you're working with a web page, you want to standardize the type of font and the sizes, etc., and those are known as styles. So under here, depending on your website, you'll have different types of styles. And you can just click on those to change your styles. So if we wanted to take this and make it a large heading, we just click on it. Now notice it looks kind of funny here because it's pulled it down in there. If we were to come up into the full screen mode, it fills it quite nicely. We could also take this highlight it and center that text, and it'll center it there using the center align button right up in there. I'm going to go back out of the full screen mode. We can see again that it's not perfect in here, but it is a quick and easy way to work on your text in there. Again, you could do a spell check on that. It's right now has a red line under Demure Designs because obviously that's not in any dictionary. We could underline that. Whoops, we got to highlight it first if we want to underline it, just like any word processor. And I could put an underline in there. I could paste text in. I could change the color of my text here by just picking one of these. If I had other text that I wanted to bring from Word, I could just copy it from in Word and paste it into here by clicking on these. If I have formatting on there and I want to get rid of that formatting, I can just click on here and that'll remove any formatting. Here's our media. These are symbols. If I have different symbols I might want to bring in, many different types. I can indent my text, and I have undo and redo, and finally a help area. If I come down to my next line, I can put in more text just by typing it in, just like you would with a word processor. Doing well. Okay, when I'm all finished making my changes, and it may be that you've just come in and made a change in between, the biggest thing you need to do is update. This is like your big save button. If you don't update and you go elsewhere, you'll lose everything. So make sure you update. It'll flicker on and off like it did there. And then if I go up to View Page, I can take a look and see how it looks. So I've got my text in there and I have the start of my next part of my text. I'll be going through more changes later on. To get back into the editing area, I come into the back button up here, click on it, brings me back, and I can do some more editing in here. I can put in the rest of my text. I just cut and pasted that in, hit enter, update, and then I can go view all those changes I just added in there. Go back when I'm all done that. Once you have all that done and you've finished everything, you can log out.